how would you get them on the right path towards their first investment property?
I would tell people, first of all, get a coach. Don't do business without a coach. Just don't. If you want to fail, do business without a coach. You will almost certainly succeed. Okay, get a coach. A coach, I tell people, when you get a coach, the money you pay a quality coach is pennies compared to the amount of money they'll save you. You got to get a quality coach. The second thing I would tell people is, yes, you want to learn, but you also got to take massive imperfect action. And that's a cliche phrase, but it's the truth. You got to take a lot of action, and you just got to be okay with it's going to be imperfect. It will be. Even those, we've done this 15 years now. We're still taking plenty of imperfect action. And that's after 15 years experience. So don't go into it thinking, oh, I got to get everything right. You're not. It's not going to happen. Okay? Literally 0% chance you're going to get it all right. So you got to be okay with it being imperfect. And the other thing I would tell people is when you go into a deal, think about, everyone always thinks about the best case scenario. And obviously we want to be optimistic that that's going to happen, but also really consider the worst case. And don't think of the worst case as a little slap on the hand. Like the worst case is what happens if it really all just goes south? Are you prepared for that? Now, most of the time, you're probably not going to experience that. You're probably not going to experience the best case. It's usually somewhere in between. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somewhere in between. But by being prepared for the worst case, again, when life happens, you're prepared. I was not prepared for a bank getting shut down on my first refinance, right? I was not prepared for that. But we were able to be okay with it because we had a tenant in the property. So they were now starting to carry the load of the payments. And so the impact was minimal. We were able to do that. Had that property been vacant, I might have had a little bit different opinion on that situation. And it ended up taking a few more months before we finally closed it. And in that few months, the hard money lender basically was going out of business, which was a story in and of itself. So you just never know what's going to happen. So as long as you have a coach, take massive imperfect action, and just always have in the back of your mind, don't let it drive your decision, the worst case scenario, but prepare for it. Prepare for it. That way, if it happens, it's not such a shock. Like we talked earlier, it's like, okay, something bad happened. We know bad things happen. We can get through it and start coming to solutions quicker.